Your question, and that's it.
Salam alaikum, brother Farrakhan. I feel like what you were saying about the news media and everything earlier and TV and everything has a lot to do with the breakdown with the American family due to the fact that when you come home now these days, people don't sit at the dinner table no more and discuss. Parents let their children go into one room and eat, watch TV, play video games, when you should sit there at the same time and say, Junior, what you been doing today? Junior don't know you already talked to his teacher today. You're keeping in touch with him. Communication starts at home, at the dinner table, and that's all I have to say, Farrakhan.
Thank you, brother. Well, I'll close with this. You know, the American family is under assault. And it didn't just start. It started with World War II, when women were taken out of the home and put into factories. Once the woman is taken out of the home, then cooking and the proper nourishing of your family through food went to somebody else. So now you can go to a supermarket and buy a meal that's already cooked in somebody's kitchen. You don't know whether the kitchen is clean. You don't know what kind of condition. You just pop it in a microwave and sit your children down to eat it. The family has been systematically destroyed. And it's destroyed on both sides, the white and the black now, because the dollar that used to be able to buy a lot, buys very little. So two people in a family have to work in order for the family to have a decent quality of life. So if mama's working, daddy's working, you warehouse your children. So your children are in daycares, they're in these kind of homes where you can work and come pick your child up, go home. By the time you get home, you're tired. You know, your slave master has taken 8, sometimes 10 hours of your day and exhaust you. Now you go home, you got children looking to mommy for food, but you're tired. Do you know it takes time to shop? When I was a little boy, I used to go with my mom, and we would go to the store, and I watched her meticulously pick up fruits and vegetables, look at it, turn it over and say, I'll take that, but I'll leave that. She would look at the meat, have the man bring it out from under the counter, show it to her. Shopping and cooking and feeding your family is your life. But we've taken it out of our wife's hands, and we've put it in the hand of Sarah Lee and Martha Stewart, Betty Crocker. And after you look at the mess that you're eating with all the dyes in it and all the different colors that they're using to make it look appetizing, then you wonder why you come up with cancer at a young age. Well, how did I get this? It's very easy. You've allowed your stomach to be in somebody else's hand instead of your own. You know, we really got to get back to real family values, and that's going to take a transition. Now, in talking about homosexuality, let me say this very, very frankly. You know, it's a learned behavior. Some of us really are very feminine in that we are artists. We are very aesthetic, and that's the feminine side of God. When you look at his attributes, Rahman, Rahim, you have one attribute called beneficence, another called mercy. Mercy is the feminine side of the attribute of God. Well, in the male and in the female, we have both of these characteristics in us. You have a male characteristic in you and you have a female. But if you genetically are female, your female characteristics preponderate over your male characteristics. Now, suppose in music and in dance and in art and whatnot, you find people that are tender like that. They're men, but they're tender. Then some man will take advantage of that tenderness and engage a child in homosexual behavior. And in our women today, as men, we have failed our women so miserably. Sometimes they find more comfort in another woman than in a man. And that's real. But if you look for a standard, see, if you just do what you think is right, not what God says is right. And you say, well, who is God to tell me what is right? He's the originator of your life. He is the standard. He sets the standard of what is morally correct. And if God says that this behavior is objectionable to him, then you have a thought, well, maybe I need to get my action in line. Now, somebody may be a homosexual or a lesbian. Another person's a fornicator, an adulterer, a liar, a cheat, a pimp, a prostitute. Sin is sin. So in order for us, don't throw the stone at the homosexual or the lesbian. Let's throw the stone at sin and say that sin is what has reduced us to a subhuman level. So if we can rise above sin, which is transgression of the law, then we can become morally sound human beings. And you will never violate the rights of another. I just leave it at that. And I know that homosexuality is growing and rampant in the black community today. When I was coming up, if you were a homosexual, you would hide it. You wouldn't come out the closet. You'd stay in the closet. Carry pianos if you was a man, just to show the brothers that you had a lot of strength, you know. But today, it ain't like that. So America's becoming like Sodom and Gomorrah. The Quran says it like this: when God sent the angel to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, they raised this question: what is this? A man coming to another man with lust as he should the female. This was considered then an abomination in the sight of God. And of course, the Quran says, and the Bible, he is God and he changes not. His law is the same yesterday, it's the same today. If you really want peace, you can't violate the law that brings peace. And it's a violation to go into another man's house and take his wife. It's a violation to go into another man's house and misuse his daughter or his son. It's a violation, and you will never have peace and unity where there is sin and unrighteous conduct. If we want peace, we have to accept righteousness. That's the way to peace. May God bless each and every one of you. I want to thank Phi Alpha for inviting me. Thank you for allowing me the privilege of talking to the students. May God bless you all. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you.